The data inputs is we've been fed a lie. You know, think about how many webinars people have gone through during the 2.5 years of COVID. And all you need to do is you can start, you know, I watch these ClickFunnels ads, Dame and John, you don't need my money to start $1 million business. All you need is another funnel. A funnel will change the car that you drive, the house that you live in, the holidays that you go on. And people think they can just do one thing and that's going to equal success. That's bullshit. It's a lie. There's multiple variations that you have to make every single year in your business to make it successful. And if you just look at the numbers, in the first 2 years of your business, you're going to beg, borrow and steal just to keep afloat. And that's no different from you. The gods haven't come down from the mountain of Olympus and said, Ethan, we're going to screw with you. No, it's just a reality of business. In the first 3 to 4 years of business, you start to recoup those costs, but you're probably struggling to pay your way. You're probably still paying back mum and dad, uncle and auntie, brother, sister, going back to the pawnbrokers like we used to own. And that's normal in the first 3 to 4 years of business. The average business does not turn a profit until the 7th year. And that's historic. And it's no different for you. It's no different for me. The gods aren't screwing with Daniel because I was born under the sign of Cancer, the house of Capricorn. None of that has anything to do with it. It's just the learning curve that we're going to go through. The first thing that you're going to do in business is you're going to go through the learning curve. And you've got to acquire new knowledge. You've got to acquire new skills. You've got to change your mindset, the way that you approach your customers, your team members. After that, you can go into the growth curve. But as soon as we go into that growth curve, our old bad habits come back up and we get stuck at what's called the founder's trap. And the business can't grow past the founder. But most people have an ego and they say, well, I should be able to do it all myself. Asking for help is a weakness. And what happens? Business declines. But the smart people, they ask for help and the business grows, grows and grows. And there'll be a stage where the business stops growing and it'll plateau and it will go into a decline. It happened to Polaroid. It happened to Kodak. It happened to Blockbuster. It happens to McDonald's every year, every season. Certain foods go out of fashion. And what they do is they don't give up and they don't quit. They say, oh my gosh, the gods are screwing with me. They say this is a natural part of business and we've got to get back into business model innovation. Let's reinvent the menu. Let's reinvent the offer. And they go again. And that's where the resiliency comes in. And if you can accept that as part of the journey, like think about Jesus in the Bible and his 3 stages to the cross. He had a massive cross to bear and he fell down multiple ways before he was crucified. And after he was crucified and lost everything, he came back to life. It's like business. You're going to try many things. It's not going to work. And eventually, after you've tried hundreds of things, you'll find the thing that works for you and you'll recoup all of those costs in a short period of time. But most people give up, and we call that 3 feet from gold. They're digging, they're digging, they're digging, they're digging. They're just about to strike gold and they say, screw it. Somebody comes along and goes, oh, somebody's dug a hole here, 3 feet from gold. The next person becomes a millionaire. And you know what they say? I knew that was going to happen. And so you just got to stick it out. In business, there's no magic pill. There's no magic formula. We have to be able to stand up on our 2 feet. And I heard it from a good friend of mine, Brian Tracy. He said, Daniel, the way that most businesses succeed is by the principle of the last man standing. It's the person who can just leave their front door open 1 minute longer than everybody else. And if you think about it, you might be selling toothbrushes and you might be struggling to sell toothbrushes, but if all the other manufacturers go out of business and you remain open, people still have to brush their teeth. People still have to buy toothbrushes. They're going to come to you. But most people quit too soon. And that's the story of the human race. They quit too soon.